All right, listen, is your team stressed, struggling, and trying to figure out what's going on? Are you finding that people have low morale, that they're sometimes very mean and grumpy when they're communicating with each other and or you? Well, in today's video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about some core strategies that you need to apply in order for you to boost the morale within your space. I think these core strategies are things that every single person, school leader, administrator, organizational leader, classroom leader needs to apply in order to help reduce stress and also boost the morale within your organization. In the end of this video, what we're going to do is we're going to identify these core strategies, and then what I'm going to do is give you one core thing that I think you should probably apply in order for you to boost the morale within your space. All right, everybody, if you don't know, my name is Angikindslows Senatus, Angie for short. I deal with this issue on a daily basis. I'm a K-8 principal and I'm dealing with this consistently. Dealing with problems and issues, especially after this pandemic, pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, whatever era that we're in has been stressful to say the least. So one of the things I want to do within this video is really unpack my experiences and one of the things that I had to do in order for me to help release the stress within my organization. Please make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you like this type of content. All right, everybody, let's get into today's video. So the first core strategy that I think I had to do and I'm constantly trying to figure out is finding the root cause. I've had numerous conversations with people about, well, what is the issue? What is going on? So what I've done is start first with open survey, do an open survey to the community, keep it anonymous. So that way you can be able to give employees or people or students an opportunity to be able to feel like what they're saying is not going to lead to any type of attack. We have to understand that from a power dynamic, and I had to learn this very early, is that there's a fear that happens in terms of the power dynamic. So I have to be able to be very mindful about that power dynamic in terms of being their supervisor or boss and how I choose to communicate with people. So I need to anonymously open things up. I then may need to find trusted people that I know will have a strong relationship with, who are willing to, openly communicate and just share, hey, listen, this is what's going on, Mr. S. Another core strategy is that I would prioritize making sure that I have consistent one-on-ones with staff, and I would walk around and just informally check in. The next thing that you need to do is reduce the stress levels that's going on within your spaces. So if you want to boost morale, then you need to make sure that you are reducing the stress that's happening overall. What does that mean? How do I make this job easier for you so that you can do what you need to do? That includes fixing problems, remedying concerns, being available, being attentive to the concerns. Another clear thing that I think is equally important is being clear about my goals and my priorities. You may need to also communicate, due to what's going on in some recent data, these are our priorities right now. And then communicating that with your staff, being very clear, like right now, these are my 2 to 3 priorities. I'm not prioritizing everything right now. Here's what I'm focusing on. Let's see how we work to do these things. And I think what that does is when you have clarity of vision, it provides a sense of peace for people, because one of the fundamental things that I've learned is that people want to know that they're doing a good job and that their job has an importance and is connected to a goal. And I think the next one goes without saying, but we have to recognize and praise and celebrate staff. You're doing a good job. I think this is excellent. And being very specific. I think one of the things that I'm doing more is I'm doing more walkthroughs and more conversations with staff. And then I'm also acknowledging and taking the time to praise staff for things that they're doing well. It also heightens stress when you start seeing things, but I think as staff, people, or individuals begin the process of seeing that you're available and that you recognize and see the mistakes and that you're part of the process with them, and then you're recognizing and praising them for when they do the right thing. I think what that does is that it motivates your employees, staff, and or students to feel empowered to, continue doing the thing that you are trying to get them to do. Now, one of the things that you should do if you want to really boost morale, and I think it's something that I had to do, is you have to be able to release the stress. It's kind of like a balloon that's about to blow up. So one of the things you want to do is release the air within the balloon before it actually blows up. Right? I think there has to be a sense of pressure in order for you to move an organization or move a classroom or move people forward. However, you do want to be able to find that balance, that sweet spot. If you blow too much air and put too much pressure, then it will blow up, right? So one of the ways that you fix that problem is you sit back and reduce the stress, release some of the air. One great way to actually do that, and I think it's one of the most effective team building activities that you can do, is you want to create an opportunity to have a sports day. Schedule a time where you and the staff are just gonna have fun. Create an open basketball session with everyone and say, hey, let's go out and let's go to the gym. Let's take an opportunity to go out and have some fun. Let's go to a bar, let's do a happy hour. Leave it open for everyone, smile and have a good time. Within that particular event, you wanna make sure that you are openly communicating with everyone. As the leader and or person of the face of the organization, you have to make sure that you are intentional about taking intentional times to connect with each person within your organization, which is a lot of work. I'm not even gonna lie, it's a lot of work for you to take a minute or two for every single person. But we have to understand that when you're team building, you're basically giving yourself to people. You're giving a piece of yourself to others, which is why it's so equally important for you to decompress and make sure that you're giving back to yourself. All right, everybody, thank you for watching today's video and happy planning.